is a good point to touch on. So this right here, they've got it labeled DRL and it's reflective. This is rated for 1,000-pound horizontal pull, so it's a good option if you need to pull a fellow firefighter out. Hopefully we never need it, but it's there for us if we do. Okay, but this needs to remain stowed. So the whole idea is, the more stuff that we have sticking off of us, those are all just potential snags. And so they've designed this to snap down in place when not in use. So if just make this part of your daily check. Be aware that if this is hanging out like this, that's not right. You need to snap it back. There's a snap on either side of this. So you snap it back together to itself. And then on this right shoulder strap, there's a snap between this airline and this data cable. And so you're going to secure it down there. So just make sure that's stowed where it should be. The regulator holder on your left waist strap. This is super important. This is where your regulator is going to live when you're not breathing through the mask, or breathing through it, right? So we cannot operate on the fire ground with this dangling, flopping around, bumping into things, having debris get in here. We can't operate that way. It needs to be stowed somewhere safe. So every single pack needs to have one of these on there. And I can already tell you this is going to be a bit of a struggle. We're seeing it already with the recruits. We've broken one. We've had a few come off in the SCBA confidence trailers.
Engine.
Turn that down. Be vigilant about this. Make sure that this thing is intact and it's in place on the left strap. Practically speaking, again, this thing needs to be secure when you're wearing the pack, but you're not breathing through it. So there's going to be two ways that we could do this. People might have their own way of doing it. A preference of one over the other, which is another reason to keep this. Is just because you might use the other one doesn't mean that the next guy doesn't use this one, etc. Anyway, this must remain in place, and that's because on the fire ground, this needs to be secured, and being secured to your waist belt is the preferred method. The other way that you could do this, so that you don't have anything dangling and getting damaged and catching on things and snagging on the ladder that you're trying to climb, or hooking on the tool that you're trying to use, or dragging in the mud, is that quick release mask holder that was given to everybody. If that's secured to your gear, there's nothing that says that you can't have your mask and your regulator hooked together. Your mask is obviously attached to your pack, and then this is hanging off of your gear, off of that quick release. So that's securing all of this to yourself where it's not flopping around, and that's removing a lot of the stress right here on the mask. You'll see people that wear Scotts and it's just the whole deal is hanging like this. That's a ton of stress on this mask right here. And I've talked to people from other departments. They say they commonly replace lenses because that's what happens. The whole thing dangles together off of somebody and it's getting beat up and swinging around and snagging on stuff. So we're not going to do that. We're going to secure it one way or another. You're either securing the mask with the regulator attached to your person, or you're securing the regulator in the regulator holder and the mask wherever you see fit. So in any case, make sure this is in place on the left waist belt. The buckle. Check the buckle out, make sure that it's intact and undamaged. I'm sure everybody's seen one of these that doesn't seem to buckle quite right. You might notice a big dent across it, which is probably from it being slammed in an apparatus door. Just pay attention to that. Also be cognizant of how this is stored on your apparatus. Keep track of the straps and the buckles, and try to keep them from getting damaged by the doors of the apparatus. What's our next one? Hoses and hose connections are intact and undamaged. So this hose all looks good from what I can see. This connection looks good. The electronic connection there looks good. This UEBSS hose, the buddy breather hose, looks good. Hose is all good there. So the next item is the UEVSS, Universal Emergency Breathing Safety System, in case anybody's wondering. Buddy breather seems appropriate. Anyway, the next item would be UEVSS and UAC. So the UAC looks good. It's down here, and it's got a dust cap on it. Make sure that there's no debris. Everything looks like it's correct, and that dust cover is in place. And same with the buddy breather connection. There's a male and a female here. Make sure that they both look good and that dust cover is in place. And then you want it coiled neatly. If I could figure out how to do it. Coiled neatly and stored in the pouch like that, ready to go, easy to access. This is going to be another struggle for us. This pouch likes to come open. We've also damaged a couple of them far easier than should happen, but we can work through that. My main point is, through close quarters, this door might snag, and I'm not saying that this hose will in any way get damaged or not be functional. I'm sure that all of this will still work right. Just be aware that after you go through somewhere tight, this might end up hanging out of the pouch, and you might have to stop and fix that. And then, so in conjunction with that, one thing that would help is just making sure it's secured fully before we even start. So there's just 2 snaps that hold it. Let's make sure that both snaps are in place every day. Okay, snaps are in. Those connections all look good. The control console. So the control console is a remote pressure gauge. There's some lights here. And then there are 3 buttons. So we've got our manual pass activation button, the red. We've got our yellow button, which is reset for the pass, and also what we're going to use to turn the pack off. And then there's a gray button. The gray button does nothing right now. We do have the equipment to do the whole pack tracker deal, where command could have a device in their truck and they could monitor your and my air pressure. They could even send us a signal. I don't even know what it is, a beep or a vibration or something. That would basically be like them saying, hey, Murray, are you okay? And I could acknowledge that with this gray button. So anyway, we have that capability. It's not turned on yet. Let's get comfortable with these. And then sometime in the future, Chief Shyman, Chief Eddingfield will make a decision about starting to try to implement that other system and what that looks like moving forward. But for now, you just need to worry about red button, yellow button. You're going to make sure that you can read the pressure gauge. It looks like it's legible, etc., etc. No damage. Snap change. So we already snapped that cylinder on here, but with the cylinder off, there is a gasket down in here. Be aware of that. Look at those packs that you have at your stations right now just to know what you're looking at, right? Get the mental picture of how it looks when it's good so that you could check it and see if it's bad, if that makes sense. Make sure that it's free to breathe, the seal's in place, that everything moves like it should. It's smooth operation to release the cylinder, and that when you push down on it, both of those locks seem like they go back in place correctly. And then you want to make sure your cylinder strap is secure as well. So that's a visual inspection. Batteries. There is no digital display on here like with our Interspiros. We can't check battery percentage. What we can do is see if our batteries are good or if they're low. And so the way we're going to do that with the pack off is you just hold on this yellow button, and then we'll either get a green light, which we did, or there'd be a red light if the battery's low. So we got a green light, we know our batteries are good. But if we were to get a red light, we would know that our batteries need to be changed. Evidently you can't do it right after you just did it. That's interesting. we go. Green light. Okay, so our batteries are good. If they needed to be changed, you would do that. Please refer to my battery changing video. I'm not going to belabor the point with that. It is a specific procedure you need to follow, specific batteries, specific tool to do it. No deviation. Okay. SCBA full function test. I'm going to hook our regulator up. Make sure, obviously, everything's shut there. We're going to make sure, yeah, those are closed. And then we're going to turn on the cylinder valve. So we're going to turn this on all the way. All the way open. You'll note that when you turn it on, just like the RIP pack, all of the lights turn on. And then after, I think it's 20 seconds, it goes back to just having your HUD on. So all the lights will turn on, and then they'll drop off in here, and you'll just have your air indicators and your pass pre-alert, if applicable. You'll see that here in a second because I'm bad at keeping these from beeping. It's definitely a learning curve, shaking the whole pack versus the DDU. Anyway, all right. So the cylinder valve, open it all the way. Once it's fully open, close it. Pack and masks. I don't hear any audible leaks anywhere. Okay, so that's good. Control console.